Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Rhonda Farrell, the founder of CSTGIA, bringing you week 23 of CSTGIA 2026. Tonight, we are talking about preserving freedom of action in an autonomous world, continuing our discussion from strategic cyber sovereignty to strategic cyber self-determination. Over the past several weeks and months, we have moved through a deliberate cyber leadership evolution. And now in week 23, we discuss the next defining question. Once sovereignty is achieved, how do organizations preserve freedom of action when autonomous systems increasingly influence decisions? Because in 2026, resilience protects, dominance shapes, permanence endures, civilization stabilizes, sovereignty preserves control, but self-determination preserves choice. So across government, defense, critical infrastructure, healthcare, energy, finance, and technology ecosystems, a new reality is emerging. Organizations are rapidly deploying AI co-pilots, agentic AI systems, autonomous cyber defense platforms, AI-assisted operational decision systems, predictive governance models, machine speed analytics. These technologies are creating extraordinary capability, yet they also create a new leadership challenge. Many organizations are gaining automation while gradually surrendering decision authority. So the question is no longer can we automate? The question is can we preserve meaningful human choice while automating at scale? The emerging risk is that there is sovereignty without self determination. Many organizations now possess secure infrastructure, sovereign AI initiatives, mature operational environments, yet remain vulnerable to algorithmic dependency, opaque decision systems, vendor controlled innovation roadmaps, workforce skill erosion, autonomous escalation pathways, and data driven behavioral influence. The results? Control exists, but choice gradually disappears. This is the next maturity challenge: strategic cyber sovereignty without strategic self determination. So, the next evolution, strategic cyber self determination. To lead beyond 2026, organizations must evolve again from cyber sovereignty to strategic cyber self determination. This means creating systems capable of preserving human decision authority, maintaining strategic flexibility, preventing dependency driven lock in, governing autonomous systems responsibly, sustaining freedom of action under pressure. Self determination is where sovereignty preserves choice. So, what does strategic cyber self determination actually look like? Well, it's not rejecting AI or slowing innovation or eliminating automation or centralizing all decisions. Instead, it is the ability to understand how decisions are made, retaining authority over critical outcomes, overriding automation when necessary, preserving mission intent, aligning technology to organizational values, because self determination is not about controlling every decision, it is about controlling decisions that matter most. So there are 5 moves towards strategic cyber self determination, from AI adoption to AI accountability. Organizations must ensure explainability, traceability, human oversight, governance maturity, because decisions that cannot be explained cannot be trusted. From workforce readiness to workforce agency, the future workforce must do more than understand technology. They must understand AI governance, decision science, cognitive resilience, human machine collaboration, because human agency remains a strategic asset. So, from data ownership to decision ownership, data drives decisions, but leadership must still own outcomes. Organizations must understand what data influences decision, who validates recommendations, where accountability resides, because decision authority cannot be outsourced. From infrastructure control to ecosystem choice, sovereignty secures infrastructure, self determination preserves options. Leaders should continuously evaluate dependency concentration, alternative providers, strategic flexibility, exit pathways because optionality creates resilience. So, from operational trust to cognitive trust, as AI systems influence more decisions, organizations must strengthen transparency, explainability, ethical governance, responsible AI oversight, because trust in decisions will become as important as trust in systems. Workforce reality. Self-determination is a leadership discipline. Strategic cyber self-determination is not technical. It is leadership-centered, governance-driven, workforce-enabled, policy-informed, mission-focused, and it requires leaders who understand human-machine decision systems, strategic dependency risk, AI governance maturity, long-term institutional resilience, because freedom of action begins with leadership choice. So organizations that achieve strategic cyber self-determination will preserve decision authority, strengthen AI governance, reduce dependency risk, maintain strategic flexibility, increase workforce confidence, sustain trusted operations, protect long-term mission autonomy. And organizations that do not may become dependent on external decision systems, lose transparency into critical outcomes, reduce workforce agency, increase strategic lock-in, and struggle to preserve operational flexibility. So the differentiator is no longer capability and it's no longer control. The differentiator is freedom of action. So in reflection for week 23, ask yourself, what critical decisions are increasingly influenced by AI? Where do we depend on systems we do not fully understand? What choices would remain available during a major disruption? How resilient is our decision authority? Are we preserving sovereignty or preserving self-determination? If the answers are unclear, self-determination has not yet been designed. So our week 23 action is to conduct a strategic self-determination assessment. Choose one critical area: AI, cyber ops, data governance, workforce development, infrastructure, or supply chain. Evaluate who makes the final decision. Can the decision be explained? Can the decision be overridden? What dependencies influence the outcome? And what choices remain available during disruption? Then identify one action that increases freedom of action, because resilience protects, sovereignty controls, self-determination chooses. Our closing thoughts for today are: cybersecurity begins as a technology discipline. It evolved into a business discipline. It becomes a national security discipline. And then now today it is becoming a civilization discipline. Tomorrow it may become even something larger: the discipline of preserving humanity's freedom to choose in a world increasingly capable of deciding for us. This theme is particularly timely because current 2026 discussions around agentic AI, sovereign AI, digital sovereignty, AI governance, semiconductor competition, critical infrastructure protection, and human oversight all point towards the same executive question: how do we maintain meaningful human agency as autonomous capability expands? Again, this is Dr. Rhonda Farrell, the founder of CSTGIA, wrapping up week 23. From strategic cyber sovereignty to strategic cyber self-determination, preserving freedom of action in an autonomous world.